35% of internet traffic is pornographic.
Yeah, but that's not driven by women. That's driven by men.
It's driven by bloody women, too.
Whoa.
Parading themselves. And will be again rationalized and justified for its supposed benefit.
One of the greatest spells that has been cast by the Yahweh cult is the formation of a Hegelian dialectic concerning the place of sex in modernity. This dialectic is immediately perceptible in relation to the place of pornography in society.
4, 5s, and 6s, even 7s, can post photos on the internet and get unlimited attention from men. That totally inflates their perception and their value of themselves. And it is absolutely detrimental to them actually doing what is innate to them and seeking the attention and validation from a man that they actually respect.
I'm a wife, a mother of 3, and I am now currently working as an OnlyFans model, making over $200K a month. Our boys reacted just kind of how we expected it.
I was mainly shocked. Yeah, we sensed something was happening, obviously, but we had no clue this was happening. Yeah, I never would have guessed that. So I'm really shocked.
You are given 2 acceptable options regarding your reaction to pornography. Either you embrace the degradation of the feminine and masculine principles in pornography, or you reject pornography altogether. This false dichotomy is a manifestation of the Madonna-Whore complex, a complex that festers in the soul of every Yahwist, whether they consider themselves to be religious or irreligious. The Madonna-Whore complex refers to the inability of the Yahwist to process femininity outside of a dichotomy of absolute order and absolute chaos. This complex has its origin in the rejection of the divine feminine principle within Yahwism.
Which girl would you rather date, Jessica or Anastasia? Jessica is a basic. She posts ass pictures on Instagram and goes to the club, but tells you that you can't tell her what to do, even if you're in a committed relationship. I'm just going out to have fun with my girls. Oh, go. If a girl ever says that to you, bro, if a girl's ever doing thought and she ever says to you, I'm just going out to have fun with my girls, you're being weird, you're insecure, bro. If you have any level of respect for yourself, you get out of that situation ASAP. Whereas Anastasia was raised in the most perfect, healthy way. She knows exactly what is expected of her in a beautiful, committed relationship. She's there by your side to support you, to make you stronger, to make you more masculine and focus on your goals. But she also has high standards and expectations of you. She wants you to be a fantastic provider for her and your children. Anastasia's high expectations for her husband automatically makes you into a better man. Jessica's probably a little bit better at sucking. Now it's a hard decision, isn't it? Oh my god. The majority of people will choose Jessica because she's easy and she supplies more instant gratification, more pleasure right now. And quite frankly, I've lived my adult life choosing Jessica's. I think it's time to discuss how to find your trad wife.
Nearly every man on the planet suffers from this complex. Women are perceived in the manner that Yahweh perceives the Virgin Mary and Babylon the whore. Perceptions of the feminine are dominated by this complex, leading to the manifestation of Abrahamic subcultures such as trad living, pickup artistry, MGTOW, radical feminism, and queer extremism. In this primordial soup of sexual confusion, we find the absolute squandering of Aryan sexual energy, as well as an inability to develop a healthy connection to the mother. In an Aryan culture, sex is regarded as a great source of power and a practice that should be celebrated, both in private and in public. Ancient Tantric art found within India and Europe, offers an echo of the core of sexual power that once fueled these civilizations. The rise of Yahwism in the form of Christianity and Islam led to the active suppression of the once healthy embrace of sexuality found in Aryan culture. The destruction of Tantric temples and the covering of immodest statues by the Yahwists should be perceived as esoteric warfare against the Aryan. The Yahwist suppression of healthy sexuality is not limited to Europe and India. It is a global campaign of sexual colonialism, all rooted in the Madonna-Whore complex.
Oh, have you heard of passport bros?
What is a passport bro?
Okay, passport bros are men that are so fed up with Western women because we're all apparently so woke and so terrible and Western women don't want to be wives that they are now going to other countries to find wives. Wife material.
That's like which countries?
Southeast Asia, the Philippines, the Dominican Republic.
So it's like the opposite of the mail order bride.
Yes,
They're like,
exactly.
okay.
So a lot of these men get remote jobs. And so they go there and they live in these countries and then they meet these women. And then women in the Western world, specifically the United States, are so pissed off about it. And they're like, you're going to all these countries where these women don't even know how to speak English. They can't even read. They're so uneducated. And then the men like film themselves with these women and like show themselves on dates. And the women are so elegant and they're so well spoken. You got girlfriend, Vietnam? And they're so traditional. And they're like, look at these women. Yeah, passport bros. Because Western women are so bad.
Did not know about that.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's why I'm here.
It is the globalization of this complex that has led to the simultaneous loosening and tightening of sexual standards by political institutions. Sex is power, and sexual art is an incredible platform for magic work. Pornography is sexual art, but it is an art form that has been poisoned by Yahwism. One of the most popular forms of pornography is incest porn. The porn industry actively promotes incest porn as a form of ritual work to further degrade the divine feminine. But this ritual work would not carry any weight if not for the prevailing Madonna-Whore complex in the modern man. Incest porn thrives because there is a market for it. Man is so cut off from the Divine Mother, from Shakti, that he actively tries to connect with the Mother through incest. The popularity of incest porn reveals the degradation of the familial principle and the lack of healthy mother and father figures in modernity. Rather than working through divine union in order to access sexual energy and harness it towards the cultivation of power, men and women have become adversarial. According to the doctrine of rooted consciousness, men are of a Sahasrara social body, and women are of a Muladhara social body. The Sahasrara is the seat of the father, and the Muladhara is the seat of the mother. Yahweh does not respect the mother. He attempts to possess her and degrade her. This is why women are placed in chains everywhere that Yahwism spreads. The modern man is a child of Yahweh, a projection of Adam, and therefore he reflects the nature of his father. The modern man cannot relate to women in a healthy manner, because ultimately his spirit is severed from Shakti. The modern woman, sensing intuitively the lack of reverence for the divine feminine principle, either chooses to abandon all hope for men, or alternatively degrades herself in a sad attempt to fit the standards of Yahwism. Men who lack the healthy masculine principle of reverence for the divine feminine are not capable of rousing Shakti from the Muladhara and bringing her to the point of unification at the Sahasrara. Rather than acting as a master of the self, the modern man gives himself away to determinism, either in the form of monotheism or social Darwinism.
There's a lot of things that we've been told about women that are simply not true. And this isn't us bringing women down, by the way. You know, me making these points isn't me saying, yeah, women are horrible. But it's to say, yeah, like, women are human beings and they don't have to be nice to every guy. Yeah, women are quite vulnerable to the consequences of casual sex and degeneracy. And when a woman has sex with a lot of guys before, you know, she gets into a serious relationship, it absolutely does destroy any possibility of like a good quality relationship for her. It absolutely does. This is proven stats time and time again that a woman's sexual past is a lot more consequential than a man's. This isn't us being sexist, it's just something that we keep seeing in data. And so it becomes a little bit hard not to hate women when you see their true nature. When you see their true nature.
And so women, and this is a point, I got multiple articles, even psychological articles, talking about how women seek attention. And this is a point that I would totally agree with regards to the red pill phenomenon, is that their attention is currency for women. Now, a good woman really only wants the attention from a man she respects.
The monotheist states that he lives at the whim of his sexual impulses because he is a fallen creature living at the will of Yahweh. The Darwinist states that he lives at the whim of his sexual impulses because he is only an animal living at the will of natural law. Both men hold the same essential position. It is the position of the wretched creature. And no woman truly finds such a man to be attractive. She must be tricked or forced into accepting such a low standard of masculinity.
The girl you like, she's ignoring you. But look, man, it's a rite of passage. It happens to all of us. Don't worry though, because today I'm gonna show you a unique set of strategies that make it impossible for her to ever ignore you. With the final strategies, showing you how to prevent you from ever being ignored by any other girl ever again. Number 1, manipulate her reptilian brain. Humans are very simple creatures that still rely on the reptilian parts of the brain that used to keep us alive back when we were hunter-gatherers.
I'll show you how to destroy any woman's ego. Dealing with a bossy girl in everyday life is a nightmare for most people. Do you often do what girls tell you to do? Do you feel controlled by girls all the time? Here's the catch. Most women want a dominant man both in and out of the bedroom. When men take charge, it's hot for women. But when they think that they are more important than you, it's over. Destroy any woman's ego.
What has resulted from the failure of modern man to express his dharma in a healthy manifestation of Shiva? An absolute squandering of sexual power. Sex is a great weapon to be employed against the cult of Yahweh, but it can only ever be utilized effectively if men are able to wrest control of themselves in the name of reclaiming the love of Shakti. This may be accomplished through the willful abandonment of the Madonna-Whore complex and the embrace of the masculine principle of dharmic self-mastery. The question now becomes, how can modern man escape the Yahweh mind virus? The answer is found in the consciousness of the age. Through rooted consciousness, one may identify the chakra expression of the civilizational cycle. We are currently living within the age of the Vishuddhi. Yahweh is a Vishuddhi entity. and therefore he employs magic of the mind in order to control. In order to escape the Yahweh matrix, modern man must also use the magic of the mind. The only way to escape an unhealthy manifestation of the Vishuddhi is through the application of a healthy manifestation. This is the kundalini principle of utilizing yoga to enter into a given state and repair the maladjustment within. The Vishuddhi is the seat of imagination. Man must imagine conditions for himself outside of the Yahweh matrix, and then utilize the power of manifestation to create a new material reality. Only then will man be truly worthy of Shakti and the regeneration of Aryan culture.